there everyone, this is Carrie with Any Day Blessings, and on this channel it's all about our homeschool adventure. We share day in the life lessons, we share curriculum flip-throughs and hauls. I share how we store and organize our materials and how we plan and schedule things out. So if that interests you and you would like to follow along with us, we would love to have you subscribe and catch up with us along this homeschool journey. So go ahead and hit the like button too. That way I know that you like this content and this is the kind of thing that you come to YouTube to see. So this video is going to be sort of an introduction, letting you know about something that's happening over on the blog. And the reason I'm doing it this way is kind of a couple reasons. Number one, I'm having trouble recording this video. It's ending up being really long and my camera's timing out. It just won't store this long of a video. So what I'm gonna do instead is I'm going to just kind of highlight, just kind of bullet point, list out the things that I'm going to cover by way of comparison and overview in presenting Masterbooks curriculum to you. And the reason I've decided to do this is because of the huge influx of questions I'm getting related to Masterbooks. Is it enough? How does it compare with this curriculum? How does it compare in this subject? Yada, yada, yada. I'm getting so many questions about the curriculum that I feel it necessary to put out something like this. That's an overview that kind of addresses all these different questions I'm getting in one place. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to call it How Does Masterbooks Compare? A brief overview of the publisher's materials, and hopefully this will help the new families that are coming into the homeschool community, and maybe some that are restarting or making a change and looking for some information about the company and the resources that they provide. So first off, I will say I am not employed or sponsored or in any way, I've not been asked to do this by Masterbooks. I'm just a mom that uses the material, and I love it, and I think it's very helpful. I don't use it for every single subject. I kind of pick and choose the ones that meet the needs of our family, but I highly recommend it, especially to a brand new homeschool parent, and I will share with you in this video and the subsequent blog post why it is that I strongly recommend it. So what I'm going to do in this video is just kind of prepare you or let you know what you can find in detail over on the blog post. So for those of you that don't know, I do have a blog. I don't post on there as much as I do here, but it is just a place for me to put things like printables that I create and to put other information that isn't as easily shared on YouTube. So my blog is anydayblessings.com, and you will find a link to the blog article that I write with more detailed information about this topic. You will find that in the description below, and you can head over there and kind of see more detailed information about the things I'm going to be sharing with you today. This video is going to just simply be me listing out all the different topics of discussion or all the different areas of comparison that I'm going to discuss in the blog post. So you know that it's there, and you can head over there and read that for yourself. So first up, I'm going to talk about the method. What is the Masterbooks educational method? And I'm sorry, it seems like every time I do a video, my nose is itching. I'm so sorry, but it's just this weird thing, and I'm gonna get a red nose again. Okay, so the very first thing I'm going to talk about is the Masterbooks method. What educational philosophy do they follow, and what can I expect, as far as style in their material? Number two, who is the intended audience? What is Masterbooks producing their material for? Who is the intended audience? Number three, what can you tell me about the cost of Masterbooks? Is it expensive? Is it affordable? Are there lots of things I have to buy? A lot of people ask me about that. Even though you can see the prices online, sometimes people are unsure how many of the components they actually need to get in order to teach a course. So I'm often asked about cost. Number four, I'm asked about lesson content and length and presentation style, things like that. So I will offer some comparison and some things that we've experienced in using those lessons. So I look forward to sharing that with you in more detail on the blog. Number 5, I am often asked about what kind of support you will have. After purchasing the Masterbooks material, how easy is it to get in touch with the company, both for product related questions and support, but also number 6, for actual parent support. So 5 and 6 are kind of closely related, those two areas that I'm going to write about over on the blog for you. Company support from like a customer standpoint, and then the support that's given to the actual parent in more of a ministry form. Masterbooks offers both in what I believe to be an unprecedented way, and I think there can be some great comparisons made. There's some clear differences in how they offer that support and the frequency in which they offer that kind of support. So I will make those comparisons for you over on the blog. Number 7, something else I'm asked often about is there a placement test? How do I know where to place my children in these different subjects? And I'm delighted to tell you that Masterbooks is one of the few, if not the only, Christian publisher that does offer placement tests for math and a placement chart for language arts. So I'm used to going to scope and sequence charts. Those are like hieroglyphics to me and not helpful at all. So I'm very glad to be able to tell you that you can have an objective assessment that really gives you some clear understanding of where to place your child if you should choose to purchase Masterbooks materials. Number 8, the 8th area that I'm going to chat about is how hands-on is Masterbooks? How hands-on is science? Are there a lot of experiments? How hands-on is math? Do they use manipulatives? And the short answer to this, again, more detail on the blog, but the short answer to this is I would say Masterbooks is above average, but not, the most hands-on I've ever done. And the difference here is how should I say, the comparison I'll make here is not so much in how many hands-on activities that they have, but how easy are they to implement? How approachable are they for the homeschool parent? I will tell you more about that over on the blog article. Okay, number 9, I'm often asked about the layout and the look of the materials. Do my children find them engaging? Is it something that my child wants to sit down and do? We'll talk about that and offer some comparisons with other things that I've used, and maybe explain some reasons to you all why you don't see the hardbound glossy page textbook look to Masterbooks materials, why you don't see that. And I hope that some of that information will be helpful to you if you are coming from a more traditional approach to homeschooling and you're a little concerned about not having a textbook. I will go over that with you in that article. Number 10, I'm asked this a lot. Is Masterbooks self-directed? Can a student teach themselves, or is the parent necessary? Is it teacher-intensive, or is it student-led? And I'm delighted to say that it can be either. It can fit either. It can go either way in your home, whatever fits the need for your family. And I will give you some examples and some of our personal experience and how we've encouraged independent learning with Masterbooks. I will go ahead and do that in the blog, and I will probably link below if I can find the video. I think I did Building an Independent Learner. I think that was one of the videos I did recently, and it was using Masterbooks. So I will put that video down below as well. All right, number 11, I'm often asked, can you teach multiple ages with Masterbooks? Am I able to bring in my kindergartner and my second grader and my fourth grader and do all at once? And the short answer is yes, you can, depending on the subject. So when you look at a traditional style of homeschooling or even classroom learning in a school setting, you're used to grade 3 social studies, grade 4 social studies, grade 5 social studies. Like they have a book for each subject for each grade level. And Masterbooks for many of their courses, for science, social studies, history, perhaps language arts if your children are at a similar level, Bible and electives like art, things like that, you are able to combine multiple ages together. And it's such a relief to the homeschool mom to be able to teach one lesson and have it cover multiple students. So you certainly can teach multiple students, multiple levels of learning at one time with master books. You certainly can do that. More info on that, of course, at the blog. And the final thing that I'm going to talk about in that article is academic rigor. Here it comes. You ready? Is master books enough? We hear that all the time. I hear that all the time, probably at least once a week. And so I'll just give you the short answer here. Of course, more will be over at the article. But the idea that homeschool is a race, the education in general, even if you send your child to a brick and mortar school, the idea that education is a race, I don't know how we got there. I don't know why we are continuing to do that, because I've checked, I've done the homework, and pretty much every curriculum out there, be it secular, be it Charlotte Mason, be it Christian, be it traditional, be it unschooling, be it unit study, whatever method, whatever flavor you choose, they all get to the same place by the middle school level in math, in history, in all these different learning areas, in science. They're all getting you to the same basic place to prepare you for middle school. And that's the goal of the elementary time, right? To learn, have a love for learning, to develop a pattern of learning in your child to prepare them for future lessons in middle school and high school. It's all about preparing them just for that next step. You don't have to do all of those steps in second grade. Okay, you don't have to worry about what they're doing in each grade along the way. As long as they get to the place they need to be, there's no race. There's no rush to get there. Enjoy the journey a bit, and enjoy shorter lessons that really allow your child to dig in where he wants to dig in, and to just take what's given and leave it if it's not an area of interest for him. I don't understand how we got here as a community where we think we need to give our children the highest level of academic rigor they could possibly stand at the youngest age possible. I don't know how we got there. I don't think it's necessary personally, and I think that we miss a lot of joy in the process when we attempt to do that. So just as a word of encouragement, there'll be more on the blog about all this, and I'll give you some specific examples. But please just know, from my heart to yours, that it's not a race, and that you want to focus on the big fish in this time, right? You want to focus on character and heart issues and relationship things. You don't want to worry in second grade if your curriculum matches another curriculum, because it doesn't really matter, Mama, if your child starts multiplying in second grade or third. It really doesn't. I promise you, it doesn't matter. If you have a learner that really wants to do more, go faster. That's great. Just dive in and go at their speed. But please don't feel like you need to worry in second or third grade if the comparisons aren't lining up and the things aren't taught in your curriculum at the same time that other curriculum are introducing it. Don't worry about it, because they all get to the same place by middle school. And you have the glorious choice to choose to just enjoy the journey a bit, and just to not overly tax and exhaust your kids in the early years, so that by the time they get to middle school, they like this learning thing. They really enjoy it. And what a delight that you can watch them turn into learners, and you can watch them experience joy with discovery and learning. It's just something I wish more people could just free themselves of that race mentality, of that rigor in these really early years. I know that many people love the opportunity to kind of follow their children's interests and dive in deep, and that's great. But if your child isn't asking for it, I just don't see what it benefits to bring in academic rigor at a young age. I'm just going to stop there. I'm just going to stop there and wrap up this video and just direct you to the blog to see more about this. I will offer more comparisons between companies, between Masterbooks and other companies. And again, I'm not Masterbooks, for every subject. I do use other publishers and enjoy them and love them as well. The main reason I'm offering this particular video is because I'm asked about Masterbooks the most. I'm asked the most about them and how they compare, because I think some people just think it's almost too good to be true sometimes. And I'm just letting you know it's not. It's okay. It's okay to do it this way. And I hope that it settles many hearts, because it's a very approachable and affordable option for many families. And I don't want to see anyone overspend or overburden themselves or their children unnecessarily. So that's why I'm doing this particular comparison video. If you'd like to see others featuring other publishers, I would be happy to do them. You can leave that down below, as well as your comments or questions for this video, and I will catch you in the next video. Take care, everyone.